Now we'll start our front end at this here. So I'm assuming that you have already installed Node.js and also you have already installed Angular, and now you can generate an application that will look like this one here. So this is a default page that comes when you generate an application for Angular, and this is default, and we'll start now from here. So remember, if you haven't liked this video, kindly like this video, and also if you haven't subscribed to this YouTube channel, kindly subscribe, because that's how you can support this YouTube channel. So let's see you in the tutorial. Right here now we have this application here, or this page here, that comes by default when you generate an Angular application. And when we look at our code here, now we see we have our backend, which we did in our last section. And also we have now the front end here. Had already generated this code here I have generated the application for the Angular here. And now if you navigate here into src app and then app.component.html, now you can see here now we get the code here, the default code that comes with this default application. And now if you check here on your web application now, or in the browser here, you can see this is the application that comes from now this code that is here, and this is the default one. So what I need to do, I'll just Control A and then space to remove everything. And now if you just save on that and then look at your browser, now you'll see that everything will be gone. Let us reload this, and then we'll see what will happen. So here you can see now our application is blank. And what we can do now to test if our application is working, we can print, or we can add this head here, and I can say hello, or let me add here ChatGPT Clone, just like that, and then save, and then let's see what will happen in our browser. So now you can see here we have this ChatGPT Clone. And the other thing that you can see here, we have this default margin and the padding. So what I can do now, I can go back and inside this index.html here, I want to remove those default margin and padding. And to do that, inside here in the head, I will add this style here. I will add these style tags here, and then to select everything, I'll use asterisk, and then inside here I can add now the margin to be 0 pixels, and now we have padding, which is also 0 pixels. It is 0 pixels. I forgot here to add pixels also. So we have this one here, and now if we save on that, we'll see that default margin and padding will be gone. So let's reload this, and you can see now we don't have that default margin and padding. So I will now start coding now inside this app.component.html here. So let me remove that, and then I'll say div.container, just like that. Yeah. And then now inside here now, what I can do, I can just come here in our CSS, and then I want to first of all give the background color. So let me add a container here, and I'll do background color here, and then I will add a color that I know that is background color for ChatGPT, and that color is this one here. Let me paste it so you can see the color here. So after that, now we need to do several steps, and because I don't want to just let me say, like, I don't want to just use a lot of code. I'll just add some code here, and I'll say text align center first of all, and then I'll say something like color of the text will be white. Yeah, because if you look here, let me show you here. So if you look here in this ChatGPT, you can see the color that is here is white. So, or color that is similar to white. So, and again now, the other thing that I can add here is the position absolute. I do position absolute here. And then the other thing that I'll do, I will add the top zero, and this is to position our container. And then the right will be 0 also, and then we will have right to be 0 also, and then our left, that is, and also our bottom will be left, that is, to cover the whole page. So this is bottom, and then I will add it to be 0. So that's all that I want to add here. And now let's see in our application here how it will look like. So after it loads here, you can see we have this background color here. So we have this one here. This, you can see it here. So the other thing is to look at this here. The two parts that we have here. We will have this sidebar here, or side menu, and then we'll have this menu here, or this part here that we call the chat box. So inside our code now, inside here, and in our HTML here, we can add we can add inside here now, we can add another div, and this div we call it sidebar. I want to call it sidebar here. And inside here also we can add another div, and this div now we call it chat box, just like that. And now inside here now we can do now we can now style them, because you can see here the sidebar is very small, you can see here, and the chat box area is very large. So we need to style them, and to do that I need to just, for example, look for this color here that ChatGPT is using here. So I'll just inspect in order for me to get the color, and then what I'll do, I'll look for the styles. So I'll come here in the styles, and then I don't know why the styles are not loaded. So I just need to bring this here, and then the other thing is now go to the styles. I'm not seeing the color here. So you need to have to come here in the styles, and inside here we have the styles. Then we can look for CSS, that is. So I don't see if we're getting any CSS the style. So let me inspect it again. So let it load, and you can see here we have this CSS here. So to get this color, what we can do, we can use color picker, and we can do here like color, and then I can add red first of all here, and now you can click on this and use now this color picker here. So you can take this color, so you can take that color like that, and then now I can just copy this color and background color, and I can use it. So copy that, and then close the inspect area, and then inside here now I can use that to style my sidebar. So I'll do sidebar here, and then I'll just say here background color will be this one here, this black color, because that's what we have gotten in ChatGPT using it. And also need now to also add here chat box here, and I want to confirm this sidebar here if it is called sidebar. Yeah, it is sidebar, and then chat box here is chat box, is not chat box. So we have sidebar here and chat box. So the other thing that I want to do here, I'll add and say display flex, and then I'll say this one is flex 1 here, and then I'll say this to be flex 4 here, because the sidebar has a smaller width than the chat box. So let's give here 4, and then I'll do height, and I'll say height would be 100 v height, just like that, and then the same, or I can just make sure that it is like that. So let me now come here in my application and let it load, and then we'll see if we can get the results. So I'll just add another thing here in order for us to see the results. I will add here, like, let me say a heading, and I will say this is sidebar here, and I just copy this also and paste it inside here in the chat box. And now this one, I'll say this is chat box. Now chat box or chat box, just like that here. And the chat box now, after we have added that, now let's see the results. So we can see now we have this sidebar here and our chat box here. And I'm thinking that I have done this wrongly, because you can see the sidebar is the one that is larger than now this chat box here. So what I do, let me go in CSS and look if this is what I have done here, what has gone wrong. And inside here we can see I never added this chat box. I added this as chat box rather than chat box, just like that. So let's save, and then we'll see the results now. So you can see we have these results here. So we have this sidebar here, and now we have this chat box. It looks similar to this, so you can see how it looks like. So now from here we are going to look at how we can add this, add new chat here, and then we'll go and then start looking at how now we can add this input down here, so that we can start now interacting with our backend and receiving the response that is from our backend or OpenAI API. So let's end this video here, because I don't want it to get longer than this, and then I'll see you in the next video.